I'm back. Yeah, that went on longer than expected. And long enough for stream to die and come back. And then die again. Long enough for me to be back here, I guess. What the fuck? Why am I back here? Was I already back here? Actually, deadass don't remember. Why are my frames?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Thank you, Phoenix. Why are my frames so bad? The fuck happened? The end is never the end is never the end.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
Max
Nor
request we
did it
triple check
advance
his
the
lemon
story
side.
in any way.
What the fuck? It's not a thing. That is not a thing. Be so for real. The end is never the end is never the end. I'm not gonna grab my bucket here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
No.
just to admire it. It was okay.
That was the funniest 3 words I've ever heard.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really
It was
worth
okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Oh
open
my
door on
god,
his
that
left.
was so funny. Why was that so funny?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where does this lead me to? What the fuck?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All
Yeah,
the
fair.
back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
My bad. What happens if I take the bucket into the vent, though?
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Yeah.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his own. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
What?
Okay, this is day number 295.
What?
Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
Oh, dingle, 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 dingle,
Sheer
dingle. It's okay. Look at the time.
euphoria
Petra, can we be
feel
so real?
every...
Can we be so for real right now? And it's a TikTok. You know the thing that doesn't work for the reacts half the time? Genius.
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
That's not very nuts. That's not very nuts. I'm fucking invincible!
What the fuck is Yakuza even about, dog?
Every time I pick it up, no matter how many times I've done it,
Fucking
it's
invisible!
always the same
Hey, Curry.
feeling. And the emptiness in
Curry,
my
there's
chest,
too many Pokemon cards for me to
when I
easily
set it
show,
down.
but I can show the latest, I guess.
It doesn't make sense.
Now it's not a good time, though.
There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
Huh. So, Curry, I have two different binders and neither of them are organized. Because initially, the one binder I was just putting everything into, and then I went, oh no, I probably want to keep like the cooler cards that I like in something else, and then I just have them in a box. And then I have a small binder that I want to put just like Maractus cards, Trubbish cards, Emolga, Victini cards. Haven't started that much at all either. Because any level of organization is anti-me, so... yeah. Not really an option. Alright, what next? What?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the
It
test
just
of
took
time.
that long, Curry.
Stanley clutched the bucket
why did I
tightly
take
to
the
his
bucket?
chest and entered the door on his left.
I didn't want to take the bucket. I want to get that whatever ending
Wait,
is for
Stanley
the
thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were
things,
still
Curry,
missing.
things.
For now.
What's going on out here? What the hell, Corey? Coriander.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So good. It was okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's her? Who's her?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
You son
I'm trying
of
to
a
get you to see
bitch.
something.
You
Come inside.
fucking asshole.
Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? No. Not gonna do it. I won't. You can't make me.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him.
Son of a
and every
bitch.
button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature
Let
of
me
his
out.
existence.
No! I won't do it! Release me!
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Shut the fuck
Now
up, you
he's pushing
bitch!
a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him.
You
except
fucking
he's chosen
dickhead!
his life.
I'll fucking kill you!
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic
Ah!
adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
You asshole! Ooh, TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Wait,
The
that's what
thought
happened.
excited him terribly.
But I wasn't excited, I was scared. Ooh, the boys? Let's spend time with the boys.
So he went further.
Wait, what?
He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
I'll prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby.
Wait, what?
And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Yeah? I love you, wife.
But there is no answer.
Ah!
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
I guess I go to bed.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. He asked nicely. One bit to press the button. One sub and I press the button, Petra. One sub. One entire submarine. Expensive? Yeah. It's expensive to be at work in the morning. Be so for real. The clock's gotta be the secret. If I could just clip onto the chair. I will not do it. I will not be in work. I will not work at the morning. Give me an afternoon shift, please. Please. I can break these cuffs. The narrator will congratulate me when I find a way out. Just you. There's gotta be a secret. An escape. I hate end days. I hate end days. I don't fucking know. M key.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Well, I died. Oops.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing? No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of them. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him,
definitely
and
her
he
out.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Alright, what's in here?
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Press G to take me to work with you. Okay.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
That would have been funny.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
No.
To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
There's much more for me. Don't listen to the loud man.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is this awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
To ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Yeah, I believe you're real.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Yeah, no, you eloquent.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
right.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do I go for the next ending bucket first or without bucket first? The bucket eat the narrator. Oh, of course. Yes, for sure. Do I go bucket or bucketless? Bazingus? Okay, I'm assuming that's a bucketless. That's neither of the options. I can't help but notice that literally is neither option. You fucking idiot. You buffoon. You Nimrod.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first.
I attempted
open
to
door
redeem
on
those
his
30
left.
seconds ago. Wow. It just showed up on Kareem.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I don't know. Two B4, 2B5.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Yes! People expect to be rewarded for the most trivial. Yes! You've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
Fuck
I would
yeah!
tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward.
That's
And
true.
we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yeah. We did it.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Yeah.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
True.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Sure.
Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I don't know if I can do this for 4 hours. The baby's trying really hard to burn alive. I feel like it's earned the right. I can't do this. How much are we wanting the baby to not burn alive, guys? How anti-burned to death baby are we feeling this moment? We're feeling more strongly about the prevention of burnt baby compared to the sound of the button being pressed. Yeah, what? Yeah, what? Alright, the baby dies because of you, Petra.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
A little bit of both.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Is it gonna boot me out?
See. What do we have here?
Oh no. He's gonna go through my Steam
Yes,
playlist,
this
isn't it?
seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
No? Did I say Steam playlist? I meant Steam, whatever. I did not, Petra. I don't feel like opening it. What?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Okay.
Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. What? Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Wait, but narrator,
Hey, I think this will be just the thing.
I like freedom. No. Oh, this just Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
It literally says Rocket League. Oh my god.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sport. Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh,
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
why'd this become a horror game all of a sudden? What the flip happened here? Uh...
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
How long can you wait? Oh. Alright, now we see what it's like with Bucket. Bucket! I love the bucket! I love buckets! Oh, wait, what? Oh.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those
Oh.
figures. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Yeah.
Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Okay.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
When Stanley found the collectibles. Oh my god.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain?
It's true.
We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Seven out of 6. What? No.
And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Bathroom.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments
Nice
are so
curry.
crystal
Was it
clear in your
peak?
memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
I haven't played SMT3, unfortunately.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
It's not true. I mean, I guess I'll take it. Odd.
This was the 5th mini-Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Really?
Enjoy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I found it near the cargo lift. Thanks for watching.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
Sure
I
does.
spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Only 8 minutes.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like. And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone. No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
Me
Stop
neither.
the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction.
True.
See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and
Is
clear
it
in my
really?
mind. Let's keep going. I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
We're gonna watch it again.
Yes, I love that video.
I can tell, man. I can certainly tell that you love that video. Mostly by the fact you played it again. What about this? Because this is not
Still
correct.
don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
I guess in terms of rooms, it is a very pink room out of pink.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one. This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Oh, the jump circle.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. The time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
Found enough to add more
Look how much
jumps.
fun the past is.
More
I
jumps?
want more memories.
Okay.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have
Yes.
forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Or do they lead to the same place? They lead to the same place. My office.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
Perhaps the title screen?
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely?
Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
It's really the last one.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed
Oh
him,
my
of course,
god.
but Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of
I
himself
thought I'd
and the
make it.
bucket,
I swear I
his
didn't have to
dearest
go that
friend.
far the first time.
So he threw
I was
himself
being
to
weighed
his
down by the
death,
bucket.
that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
I'm a fool.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
What?
We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
No, I don't think I can.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
Can I do Button Town with Bucket? Oh. 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 I can't tell if I'm actually moving. I'm gonna move toward this pillar. I'm gonna lock it in for a second. I don't think we're moving. could just hold down right click. I think we're getting marginally closer. We reached the ending of Bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I go left.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective yet delicate, assertive yet compassionate. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
This is the last ending I'm going to go for tonight because it's
said
almost
the bucket.
2:30 in the morning.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Well, not entirely because I dropped down here.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley,
What?
how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
That's fair.
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please,
That's a fair point.
step in here for a moment.
Okay. Is this a
Now
bucket?
then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
That's definitely a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not
What?
an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual
But
bucket.
thus it could be used as a bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
In a sense, you could make the argument that it has the same functionality as one.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Yeah, I knew it.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Fair point, fair point.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And
Is it?
therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
You don't know?
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No. No, you can't.
What happened? Is everything gone?
I
Why did everything disappear?
told
Wait,
you.
Was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you,
Yes,
Stanley,
Curry.
you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's
Yeah?
delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Thank you.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
Okay.
Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
I mean, what is a game if not a bucket of code and content? Your dad's a bucket? No, you're a bucket. Anyway, that is the last ending I'm going to be getting for now. I might legitimately try to do... I might have a subath... Why is there an epilogue? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's for a later date. That's for a later me. That's for a different me, an altered me. That's for Max Alter. I think I broke the game. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I broke the bucket for a moment there. But you are later, you right now. But no, for a later. Not that is not for later me, that is for a later me. So there's an infinite procession of later me's. One of them this will be for. And neither you nor I will know which hypothetical later Max it is for. You know? Oh, fuck me. The glizzy hat fucks up the back of my head so bad. The back of my hair. Back of my head look ridiculous. Okay, it'll be a sec till Honk decides to open, so I can do the end of Dream Bingball. And we'll get the moment of truth as to whether or not I'm going to waste my pity at the last possible second. If I was a smart man, I would simply go, no, I'll just save the other stream single for tomorrow, you know? But I'm not a smart man. I'm not a smart man at all. I'm a very, very stupid man. Very foolish person. A dumbass, if you would. A fool. A buffoon. An absolute mongoloid. And I now have the narrator's fucking accent. Stanley? Alright, let me, please. Pretty please. Proceed. Ooh, ha, ha, ooh. Max trailer. I'm not watching it right now, Curry. Now, no. I'm gonna watch it in my bed as I fall asleep. And then tomorrow, I'll be pulling for Hyacinth. And she'll show up immediately, because there's no way I'd lose my 50-50. Now that I've won so many 50-50s in a row, surely I win another. What's one more? Max, Curry. And then I get her light cone early as well. Can I have your 50-50 luck? No, Curry, because then I won't have it. And I need it because I'm also going for Cypher. So if I lose it, I'm a little fucked. Unless, of course, I lose to Blade and win to Hyacinth, and then get Hyacinth in the same 10 pull, then I'm very willing to give my 50-50 luck. Then I'm incredibly willing to give my 50-50 luck at that point. If I get a double, losing the 50-50, by all means, take it. I would love to see a double. By every stretch of the imagination here, you always win your 50-50. It was not always. It's just been like the last 7. I've been extremely lucky in the last 7. And unfortunately, now I desperately need my luck to stay in that regard. Because my 5-star luck has been abysmal. My 5-star luck, I'm going to 75 or later on almost every character. But my 5-star luck, great. Fuck. Freudian slip, my 50-50 luck, great. Hell, even my Stellar Warp luck has been shit in terms of 5 stars. I think I'm at like 79 pity or something. Dual pull on ratio? Fuck no. Because, Curry, the worst case scenario is that I win the 50-50 on a character I don't want at the moment. And Anaxa, I like Anaxa. I don't have Anaxa, so it would not be the literal worst case. The literal worst case would be E1 ratio. Because not only did I not get a new character, but I lost my pity for Hyacinth. Nuh-uh, yaha. You're gonna have to pay me if you want me to do a single, to risk everything on a single for ratio. Because we're literally, this will put us at 50-50. 50 pity. Are you pulling for Saber? No, I'm probably skipping. Well, not skipping, but like, I'm at least not immediately pulling. Why would I pay you when Killer does that? Because Killer isn't asking me to pull on ratio. You are. You are making a request. Yeah, this will literally put us at 50 pity. But Max, she's never coming back. You don't know that. And also, the thing was saying that they'd be around for like 3 patches or some shit. And besides, I don't even know what her kit looks like. Her kit could be dog shit. And not even like dog shit as in she doesn't do damage. I could not care less what her damage is if her kit's not fun. Stares off into the void. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Noxa, it is. Kababloosh. Alright, we're chilling. We're chilling. Although if I got a 5-star but lost the 50-50, I guess that would be also fine, because I do want to get Blade at some point. But I could also just pray and hope and cope that he shows up in the shop at some point, seeing as I've saved my fucking things, saved my Stellar Convergence, haven't gotten an E1 Ranmei or E0 Luocha or E0 Bayou or Variable Dice. I'm also at 50-50. High five. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna save this because there's no expiration. So I can either Kafka. If Kafka shows up, Kafka's probably like 3rd pick for me. Because I like Kafka, I think that's cool, but like Blade I think is cooler. And also, my dream team right now is Blade, Hyacinth, Triby, Jade. Just because that sounds so funny at the moment before Jade's buffs. Where it's just, hey, which one of them is the DPS, actually? Because I just imagine them all doing, like, similar damage. And then Jingyuan. Jingyuan just be cool. Jade buff? No, Blade buff. Blade buff. BL8 buff. Jade's completely fine. But no, I just think the team would be funny because it would literally just be Jade making Blade go faster. You said Jade? I said Jade, Blade, Triby, Hyacinth for the team, and I said Blade buffs. I swear I said Blade buffs. But anyway, the team was just funny to me because Hyacinth makes everyone's HP go higher, which makes Blade do more damage, which makes Triby have more HP from both the buff itself and from her own passive, giving her more HP based on the HP of allies. And then clip it. No.
Dazzling and converging blades.
Thank you, Rappa. And then Blade and Jade are going to be draining Blade's health, which is going to give Hyacinth more opportunities to heal, which is going to increase her damage. Also, do we know when Blade gets buffed? 3.4 is what they said. I would not be surprised if we actually get to see what the buffs are in Creator Experience. That would be awesome, actually. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go through any, like, version changes. When it's 3.4, it's in 40 days, basically. What patch are we in? We're in 3.2, transitioning to 3.4 in the span of, like...
Dazzling and converging blades.
Not 24, like, probably 20 hours? No, not 20. Probably 18 hours from now. So probably once... Okay, 3 months? No. No, 3.4 is going to be in, like, a month and 10 days.
Dazzling and converging blades.
3.4 is going to start in July. But, yeah. Hopefully we see something about Blade and Kafka and Silverwolf and Midliu. My birthday month. Max, yay, Curry. Blade's getting buffed for your birthday, yes. Yes. And Kafka to a lesser extent, but Blade's getting buffed. Can you buy me a Pokemon pack for my birthday and ship it to me? No.
only
Phoenix,
once
I'm going to
every
bed.
1,000
Fuck you.
years does an eating challenge appear with the ability to
I'll
blow
refund you.
everyone away.
Boosh.
The excellent challenge
Boosh.
is that challenge. 12 eggs.
Please?
chili,
No, because I don't want to go through the
biscuits,
pain
and
of
a fruit
shipping.
ball. Finish in under an hour and your party eats
Oh,
for
be so for
free.
real.
And you win this hat that says I'm excellent on it. That's right. Finish the omelet and get the coolest hat ever invented for free. Many have tried. None have succeeded. Could
It's
you
still
be the
going.
first to slay
The
dragon
redeem is
and
still
be
going.
Excellent.
Yeah!
Dude, we have to win.
Alright, but yeah. Tomorrow, I don't know when I'll go live. I just know that I'll go live at some point. Probably early-ish, and I play like Risk of Rain 2, or maybe I finish Stanley Parable. Maybe I do the Save the Baby ending. Someone Handsome, that's not a channel, so that's invalid. But yeah, I'll go live early-ish tomorrow, and then I'll stream till the new version update drops, and I'll be playing that for I don't know how long. Because I do have work Wednesday. I know someone too. It's me. I'm going to bed. Bye!